All right, everybody, we're gonna be talking about gloves and boots. There's a bunch of different styles. When mine kind of wear out, I throw them away, so I don't have a lot of extras. But what I have here is the gloves I currently use, the boots I currently use, and why I kind of got them. And we're gonna be talking a little bit about the different types of materials. Just like jackets, you're gonna have leather, you're gonna have textiles, you're gonna have all that stuff. I like leather because they look cool. I like brown because it looks cool. When it comes to boots, there's different styles. There's leather boots, there's textile boots, there's a mixture of all of it. I want to talk about some of the features and then also why we need to have good footwear. It's really important. Same thing with gloves, but still footwear is really important. And then comfort and fit, because once again, if you don't get comfortable stuff, you're not gonna wear it. So when it comes to boots, I got these boots. These are from TCX. I wanted something a little bit higher, so you can get regular shoes that are kind of like low here. You can get mid calf, which is this, and you can get high calf, which kind of goes closer to your knee. Those are pretty cool. I had those for a while. Really comfortable, loved them. Once again, the pants can go over the top, and you can get some boots that are inside the pant, or I'm sorry, outside the pants, so the pants goes inside, so it looks kind of cool too. It all depends on you and what you want to do. Just get some boots. So I got these ones because these were designed for a little bit more flexibility. And so there's a lot of stiff boots out there, which are really good for when you're out riding, especially if you're off-road. You want to have that stiffness. If you're on-road, you can have a mixture of both. But I wanted something a little bit of flexibility because when I get off the bike and I walk around, I want something that's going to not be stiff on my arches of my feet too bad. Okay, so it's still stiff, but it's not super-duper bad and stiff. A little bit more like a shoe at this point. Because when I'm out doing the parking lot drills, I'm out setting up cones, I'm all doing that stuff, I'm walking and I don't want to have foot fatigue, which is a real thing. If your feet get really tired, your whole legs get tired, your body starts to get tired. So when it comes to the actual boot itself, you're gonna have protection typically on the ankle. So there's gonna be like a little insert right here that's gonna protect the ankle a little bit. You're gonna maybe have armor, like a TPU, so thermoplastic on the back end. And then either a steel toe or you're gonna have at least some protection on the front right here. It's not super duper important. I mean, when you get into a crash, you're gonna be banging around in your legs. And I'm talking about like you're fumbling on the ground. On an impact with a car, like a T-bone incident where your leg is down on the side of the bike, T-bones. This is gonna protect a little bit. There's not much that's gonna protect your legs when it comes to a car crash, which sucks. But when it comes to like a solo incident, which typically happens for motorcycle riders, it's gonna protect a lot when it comes to injuries and stuff. So this one right here, on this side, I don't like zippers, or not zippers, but shoelaces. I like zippers. I don't like shoelaces because if I have a bunch of like hanging shoelaces, like the rabbit ears, and I go to step off the bike and one of the rabbit ears grabs the peg, it's gonna kind of like pull me over. So I don't like to have shoelaces. And if you do have boots that have shoelaces, or you like some boots that have shoelaces, tuck them in so that the ears aren't flopping everywhere. I like zippers, and that's what this is right here. So this is a very cool system. Now it can be on the front or it can be on the back. This is on the side. And so as you can tell, just a little, let's go over here. As you can tell, you're gonna have that zipper and then it's gonna have a Velcro closure, but right here, it's gonna help prevent any type of water. And what I mean by that is that it is, you can't really see. There's a tag here that says Gore-Tex, so it's gonna help prevent a little bit of water kind of going through there, which is great because if you get into a lot of rain, you're gonna get soaked. You're gonna get absolutely soaked, so this is gonna help prevent a lot of that. These ones, let's go on back over here. These ones have like little air holes on the bottom, and I got that because this was supposed to be meant for like a 3-season. So a little bit of rain, a little bit of water resistance and proofing, but also has airflow because in my area, when it's super hot, I want some airflow on the bottom of my feet too. So I got that. Another feature that most motorcycle boots have is a mid-shank sole, and it could be steel, it could be carbon fiber, it could be whatever, but it's supposed to add some strength to the bottom of your foot. You're not supposed to put the middle of your foot on the peg. You're supposed to put it over here on the ball of the foot, but this will help prevent your foot kind of collapsing on that peg, which can cause some foot fatigue. So they have that for firefighter boots too, because we're climbing rungs on a ladder. Same thing here. It's going to have a little bit more strength on the bottom. So there's a lot of features here. Like I said, you can have ones that are just kind of like shoes. Once again, what are you losing out? You're losing out on all this, which is going to be protection. Sometimes there's plastic protection here, so if you get rocks, it's going to help protect that, which sucks. I've had rocks hit me in the shin. Thankfully, I had this in my higher boots. So if you don't, and you only have like a shoe, that's fine. You're just going to possibly get some rocks or debris. It doesn't happen a lot, but it can. With regular motorcycle shoes, because they do make them, they look like Vans and Converse and high tops and a lot of cool looking shoes. A lot of comfort when you're off the bike, and they look normal. So not a lot of people think that you're riding. If you get the full get up, that doesn't look like you're riding. Because you can get motorcycle pants and jackets that don't look like motorcycle pants and jackets. They typically do have that protection for the ankle, just not up here. Higher boots have a little bit more protection for the rocks and debris, but there's not much when it comes to armor. It's just a little extra so you're not getting that rocks and debris. I like this. Kind of going back to the high top, if you get off-road boots, they do have that armor. They do have that stuff. So a little off-roading, dual sport riding boots, they do have that. Same thing with like really high, kind of like this, but it's like street riding, racing, they do have more armor. So it's really important. Very comfy. Grab ones that are comfy, grab ones that have the protection. They should have ankle protection, toe protection, heel protection, that mid-shank sole on the bottom. And then you can start going for features like I did, where it got some airflow, a little bit of waterproofing, the zippers on the side. I don't want to have laces, kind of start going that route. When it comes to gloves, this is my little glove holder that I can do that. When it comes to gloves, kind of the same thing. When it comes to boots, you kind of go for features, but now it's for your hands, okay? So here's my glove. This is a fun little glove. I love it. I bought it from a little dealership. You can find a lot like this. They can either be leather like this one, or it can be textiles. So it all really depends on what you want. So I look for the features though. So I want reinforced stitching. You can kind of tell. Let me get my head out of the way. So you see how there's a bunch of stitching, a lot of the stitching, and then where the parts that meet, because like a glove isn't just one big piece. It's not like a nitrile glove where it's just one piece. It's a bunch of different pieces together, so you want to have good reinforced stitching. Same thing with jackets, same thing with boots, but you want to have good reinforced stitching, and you can see that on the inside right there. See how there's like 2 lines of stitching for that inside part? Very important, because you don't want it to fall apart either. If you noticed, this little black piece right there, that is a thermoplastic TPU, whatever. And so when you do hit the ground, it's gonna slide versus like grab and then yank your hand. So that's really good. I like that. Also, you can see the knuckle protection right here. So when we're falling down and we're like, oh no, crap, hit the ground, but then we're still tumbling, top of your hand can also hit the ground. Also, when you're riding and you have a good grip right here, anything that's gonna hit your knuckles like rocks or a bee, or hopefully not a deer, but you have other problems if you have that. It's gonna help protect your knuckles. You don't wanna have a broken knuckle when you're trying to ride, and then now you have to like reach for the front brake with a broken knuckle. Not good. Another feature that I look for me personally, because I like to have my phone on my handlebars for the GPS, songs, music and whatnot, combined with my Cardo Pack Talk, is that I have these right here. Let's get myself out of there. I have this right here. And so what that does, it allows me to utilize the phone. Also, a lot of the new motorcycles nowadays have a TFT display, which is that fancy little display where you can kind of swipe things around. It's not analog anymore. So this also helps with that. So if you have anything that you want to do for information, you can swipe it without having to take your glove off, do it, put your glove back on. Little creature comforts, makes it easier. It's not, I'm not getting this because I want you to use your phone and mess with your controls and dash and everything the whole time, but it does make it easier so that when you have to, you can. This is a short gauntlet glove, and so what that means is that it just barely covers, let's go and take my watch off so you have a better visualization of that. What that means, it's only covering just a little bit of the wrist. Some of them just don't even cover this last part right here, so it's more like this. And so what that is just, it's short. And so for hot weather, it's nice because then you get airflow inside your jacket if you have it short. So with this one, I can put my jacket over just a little bit, get some airflow. But they do have really long gauntlet gloves where that comes out even more. And you see that with like a lot of like MotoGP or track riding, where it's like super hard plastic all the way through. Sometimes leather gloves have this big flare out right here. And what that does is that in cold weather, it doesn't allow the cold weather to get inside the jacket, since this is over the jacket. So the air is gonna go over, not in your jacket. So that really helps out. Also, some of those do have armor on that, and it kind of keeps your wrist stabilized, so you're not able to really do this a lot. It keeps it stabilized, and that's gonna help out in a crash too. That's why MotoGP and track riding, they probably, well, MotoGP does, but usually like on a track day, they require gauntlet gloves with that armor so it can protect your wrist also. But when it comes to like regular commuting or riding regular, this is perfectly fine for me. I like it. I'll take that risk myself. But yeah, make sure you get a glove that fits you. If you have a leather glove, you might get one that's a little snug, it'll loosen up. Textiles, they typically don't loosen up, but you don't want one that's like super restrictive to where you can't even bend your fingers or even straighten them out. You want ones that you actually have good flexibility and dexterity on it. And the reason why I really recommend gloves, obviously for the protection, but when your hands are sweaty, you could slip on the throttle, you could slip on the hand grip. If your hands are sweaty inside here, the outside's not. And so you're gonna have better tactile feel, you're gonna be able to grip the motorcycle handlebars a little bit easier, you're not gonna slide off, so getting gloves is important. So outside of the protection, that's another reason why I get gloves. Same thing for here, outside of just the protection, if you just have regular shoes, they're not gonna be super grippy on the bottom, especially if you use them all the time and they like wore out. I only wear these when I ride, so the bottoms are pretty good. They're gonna last forever pretty much. And so when you stop at a stoplight and you put your foot down, you're gonna have that extra grip. Same thing if you put your foot on the peg, you're gonna get that extra grip. So having good grip, these are the 2 points of contact basically for you and the motorcycle outside of you gripping the tank with your knees. Gripping here, fine. Putting grip and traction on the ground just like a motorcycle tire. So grab yourself some motorcycle pants, jackets, gloves, boots, and a full face helmet. Check out the types of stuff that you want, either long or high or short boots, gauntlet gloves, short gauntlet, whatever it is, depending on your type of riding, either hot or you're gonna be out on the track a lot, leather, textiles, it all kind of depends on what you wanna look like or the types of protection you want. Once again, leather is really good. Textiles are getting really good too. Abrasion resistance, that's the main thing there. Check for any features like the touchscreen stuff on the gloves. Check for features here if you want to get waterproofing, airflow, a little bit more flexibility, stuff that's meant for walking, or more stiffness if you want more stiffness if you're out more off-roading or you just like the feeling of stiff boots. It's kind of fun walking on stiff boots, kind of like walking with ski boots. You're kind of like clunk, 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 clunk. But you see what I mean when it comes to setting up cones and actually going for long walks if you're going to go somewhere and do some errands. I like to have stuff that has a little bit of a give. And same thing, you know, with comfort. If it's not comfortable for you, you're not going to wear it. Okay, so if you're not going to wear it, you wasted your investment, and on top of that, you're taking a higher risk when you're out riding. So if it's a short ride, you're like, I'm not going to wear it because it doesn't feel good. Not a good thing. So you want to get gear that feels good, looks good, makes you want to wear it, so that when you do short rides, even long rides, whatever it is, you're going to put it on. Okay, so make sure you check it out, try it all on, and have fun with it. If you want to look like a Power Ranger, look like a Power Ranger. If you want to look like somebody that's just riding, but then like when you get off the bike, it looks like you're not riding. They do make some really cool denim jeans that are heavy denim with reinforced stitching and aramid fibers inside. Doesn't look like you're wearing motorcycle pants. Cool, same thing with jackets. They make some boots that don't look like it. If you put the pant over the top, you only see this bottom part anyways. So just get ones that kind of look good. And then your gloves, if you want to get a glove holder, we sell these. If not, you can just put them inside your helmet, carry your helmet like it's a purse. Simple. So all depends on what you want to do. Just get gear, very important, head to toe, protect yourself. And yeah, let's get to riding.